Alrighty guys, we're back for some Battle Zombies, and this is a March of the Machine, the Aftermath Standard Brew. We're gonna go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked, but first things first, for anyone who may not know, I'm Red Cat and I play aggro decks and any decks with red in them as well, so I hope that sounds fun to you. Also, we do got that Discord link down in the description if you're interested in joining that up. Okay, what do we got in the build here? First of all, this was actually a suggestion down in the comments. So thank you so much for the suggestion. It's gonna be a fun one. All right, we got Invasion of Innistrad. So this is a 4-mana battle siege with 5 defense counters on it. It has Flash, which is huge for a deck like this especially. When Invasion of Innistrad enters the battlefield, target creature and opponent controls gets -13/-13 until end of turn. So pretty much killing anything at that point. If you end up getting rid of the defense counters, you get to flip this into a Deluge of the Dead. That's an enchantment, and when it enters the battlefield, you create 2/2 black zombie creature tokens. Okay, not half bad. For 2 and a black, you can exile target card from a graveyard. If it was a creature card, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. Okay, yeah, it's just not half bad all around. 4 mana might be steep, but I don't know, man. I think having Flash on this is going to be huge because we do have some counter spells in here as well. So, all right, more battles. Invasion of Amonkhet. It's a 3-mana battle siege with 4 defense counters. When it enters the battlefield, each player mills 3 cards. Then each opponent discards a card and you draw a card. It has those 4 defense counters. If you ever get rid of it, you get to flip it into Lazotep Convert, which is a zombie. So nice, fits the theme. You may have Lazotep Convert enter the battlefield as a copy of any creature card in a graveyard, except it's a 4/4 black zombie in addition to its other types. Not half bad, guys. What we've learned from playing with Invasion of Amonkhet is it's just pretty decent all around. So yeah, nice. And it's uncommon too, which is very cool. What else do we got packed in here, guys? A bunch of zombies. So we got 4 Champion of the Perished, a 1-mana 1/1, and whenever another zombie enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on Champion of the Perished. Nice. We got Bladestitched Skaab in here. It's a 2-mana 2/3. Other zombies you control get +1/+0. Not bad. Got all 4 Tainted Adversary. It's a 2-mana 2/3 with Death Touch, and when it enters the battlefield, you can pay 2 and a black any number of times. When you pay this cost 1 or more times, put that many +1/+1 counters on Tainted Adversary, then create twice that many 2/2 black zombie creature tokens with Decayed. Tainted Adversary happens to be pretty decent, guys, mainly because of that Death Touch, honestly. So, more zombies. We got Razorlash Transmogrant. It's a 2-mana 3/1. It can't block, and for 4 and double black, you can return Razorlash Transmogrant from your graveyard to the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it. This ability costs 4 less to activate if an opponent controls 4 or more non-basic land cards, or in other words, if you're playing against Grixis, right? Speaking of Grixis, by the way, yeah, the original suggestion in the comment was a Grixis list, and that list looks really cool, but I just did a couple Grixis decks like last week, I think, and we've been doing a lot of 3-mana or 3-color decks all around, so I decided to drop the red and just go for Dimir this time. But yeah, the Grixis list that they suggested looked awesome, so just wanted to bring that up real quick. More zombies on the top end. We got Cemetery Desecrator. It's a 6-mana 4/4 with Menace. It's a zombie, of course, and when it enters the battlefield or dies, you can exile another card from a graveyard. When you do, choose one. So you can either have remove X counters from target permanent, where X is the mana value of the exiled card. That's pretty cool because it can remove defense counters, which is awesome. The bottom ability here, target creature and opponent controls gets -X/-X until end of turn, where X is the mana value of the exiled card. Not half bad, guys. It really, really isn't, especially if you have the Desecrator in the grave and you copy it with the Lazotep Convert. Yeah, because the Lazotep Convert enters, so you get that ETB effect. So very, very cool, guys. Geralf in and of itself is not a zombie, but it's pretty solid and helps us wrap up games. It is a 3-mana legendary creature. It's a 1/4. Zombies you control have flying. For a blue source, you can tap this, sack another non-token creature. Create an XX blue zombie creature token where X is the sacrificed creature's toughness. So that could really come in handy all around with all the spot removal. If the opponent tries to spot remove like our Champion of the Perished or something, you use the Geralf ability on the Champion of the Perished, you get that zombie back as an XX creature, which is just pretty solid all around. But it can also do things like sacrifice the Cemetery Desecrator, which of course has that death trigger ability, which is awesome. That does have to be non-token, but all in all, I think Geralf is going to be a solid one in here. I always joke too, it's Geralf of Rivia, right? Just like Geralt, so. All right, we got 4 Make Disappears in here, instant speed, counterspell, of course, right? We got 2 Flip the Switch, same concept, except this one also generates zombies, which is very nice, right? Instant speed removal is going to be important with a couple Go for the Throw and a couple Cut Down. Yep, it's a tempo build for sure, so. Guys, honorable mentions for days. Oh, wait a minute. Render Inert is actually a sorcery speed that's going to help us with the battles that we have. We have 8 battles total, guys. So it's a 3 mana sorcery speed. Remove up to 5 counters from target permanent. So that can also like hit planeswalkers and stuff like that, right? And then you get to draw a card, which isn't half bad. What ends up happening is you can use the Render Inert on like your Invasion of Innistrad, then you're getting a couple zombies from that, and you're drawing a card too, which just seems absolutely ridiculous. You can do that to Invasion of Amonkhet, you know, get the Lazotep Convert, copy the opponent's Atraxa from their grave, or anything else in here as well. So we are seeing a lot of Atraxa builds. I think having Invasion of Amonkhet in here is just going to be huge in general, and a lot of graveyard hate between the Invasion of Innistrad and the Cemetery Desecrator as well. So we do have all of the dual lands packed in here, and I do think we want all of the dual lands, but we'll see. I'm pretty sure we want all of them. I'm pretty sure. Soaring City, of course, Abandoned Mire, heavily leaning towards the swamps because that's what the deck is leaning towards. Honorable mentions, guys. I thought about Spell Pierce. It just seems to be doing a lot in general right now in Standard, so it's definitely something to consider. I brought up the Grixis. I decided just to go Dimir, so Invasion of Asgol could have been a really cool battle to have in here, opting just like... It's pretty solid removal, but then it also flips into a zombie too, so that could have been awesome. I've been wanting to make a zombie deck with the Glisas as well, but not this time. Again, I've been playing like too many 3-color decks recently. I just wanted to rock Dimir this time around, but this could have been really cool as well. Overcharged Amalgam almost made the cut with the flash on that and the flash on the Invasion. When we have 4 mana open, it could have been very, very scary, but not this time around, huh? Headless Rider almost made the cut. Jadar, of course, almost made the cut. Graph Reaver could have been a cool one to include. Rotten Reunion. I think we have enough graveyard hate. The last few times we played with Rotten Reunion, though, it happens to be relatively okay, especially when you have Champion of the Perished or 2 on the board. You use Rotten Reunion once at instant speed, and then on your turn, you flash it back. And all of a sudden, your Champion of the Perished got buffed twice, which is pretty cool, just from one card. So Crawl in the Cellar is something to consider as well. And then Drannith Ruins. This is actually from the Aftermath. It's a land. You can tap it for a colorless, and that's the only reason it didn't make the list. If it had like that ability where you can like pay a mana and then tap this as well, and then you add 1 mana of any color, then this would have made the cut because it has this bottom ability for 2. You can tap it, put 2 +1/+1 counters on target non-human creature that entered the battlefield this turn. Yeah, overall, I think it belongs in a deck somewhere. I just don't know where. I think it's going to hold us up every now and then from playing like a Bladestitched Skaab or like a turn 3 Champion of the Perished and a Bladestitched Skaab on the same turn or anything like that, right? I think there's going to be a lot of instances where not being able to tap it for a color will hold us back. But it's in the honorable mentions for a reason, because there's a lot of instances where, you know, when you are flipping the battles, it's probably the turn after you played the battle sometimes. So that means you have open mana anyways. And so if you're like getting the Lazotep Convert down, you might have open mana and nothing to do in hand. So the Drannith Ruins could just plug some extra counters onto it too. So I really, really considered it, but not this time. All right, guys. Is that everything? I think so. Let's go ahead, take it into some ranked and see how we do. I definitely did not get lost in the menus by some miracle, guys. So what am I expecting from the list? Honestly, I think this might be one of the better zombie builds we've put together. I think there's gonna be... I think that having the tempo side of the zombies is gonna be huge for us. Okay, we go first. No turn 1. Shipwreck slows us down. But having turn 2 go for the throat or Tainted Adversary could be fine. We have 24 total mana in here. Good chance of seeing the third. I think it's keepable. I do. I wish we had a turn 1, but I think it's completely fine. Yeah, Shipwreck slowing us down a little bit, but... I can only imagine that that's removal on the opponent's side. I think Tainted Adversary is a fine one. Oh, look, it's not a cut down. That's good news. So if it was a play with fire, Tainted Adversary doesn't get hit by it. Okay, Harvester. Yep. Okay, well... Champion of the Parish. We could swing and see if they trade. But go for the throat. This is a fine one to hit with go for the throat and just go for a swing. Yeah, and we'll do it all on our turn too. I would say that's fine. Hopefully we see the third mana, guys, because Geralf would have been a much better play there overall. Being a 1/4, it doesn't get picked up from the Harvester ability right away and stuff like that. 2/2, we can still swing by. There's our third. We might want to keep Flip the Switch open, though, for an Invoke Despair. Geralf is just not a bad play, though, is it? If we get Geralf down now, I'm going to keep Flip the Switch open. They're going to be ramping with their 2/2, and hitting their 5-drop is better than playing Geralf for the turn, I would say. How do you guys feel about that? So, of course, we are rocking majority black in the deck, and something we want to think about for this match is, I think this is all of our islands, first of all. Alright, let's see that Invoke Despair. They know we kept the mana open, though. What they don't know is exactly what we're playing. If we played Champion of the Parish, they would have known we're playing, Okay, so they're playing around a Make Disappear, so we'll flip the switch on the Liliana. That's completely fine, dude. That's a great hit for us. 3 mana card for a 3 mana card, and we're getting a 2/2. That's a good hit. Of course, the 2/2 has decayed, but that's fine. Yeah, second black source would be huge. If we see another card that's just a blue source, then that's pretty unlucky. So, yeah, land off the top would be good. I don't know if we double down on the Champion of the Parish and try to work around the Invoke Despair when it comes. See, now we can keep Invasion of Innistrad open too. This is pretty good, man. Might even keep the Decayed Zombie back to sacrifice to the Invoke Despair when it comes time. We don't have enough power to flip this right away. And we want the Invasion of Innistrad to hit their Shieldred when it comes time too. So I think we're going to go Champion of the Parish number 1. And the Geralf, and hope that they... Actually, they played around a Make Disappear last turn. They might do it again this turn. They go for the Abrade on the Adversary. I think that's going to be a little bit better here, unless they have a Brotherhood's End. Geralf doesn't get hit by Brotherhood's End. It'll be fine. It'll be fine, guys. We're totally fine. I doubt it's a Brotherhood's End. You never know, but... You know, it hits their creatures too, so they might not do it, at least this turn. And we do have the 2 open, and I'm pretty positive that they played around to Make Disappear last turn by going Liliana, so... Yeah, we're just going to take the 2. If it's an Invoke Despair... I mean, we have the 2 open. They don't know. They really don't. They might try to hold the Invoke Despair until a better time. Blood Tithe Harvester. Okay. All right. Nice. They still have 3 open. It's going to be a cut down for the first champion that buffed. Invasion of Innistrad Okay, Invasion of Amonkhet. Wow. Very expensive things in our hand right now. If we let them copy on their turn off of Reflection, then that's pretty bad. If we do Invasion this turn and swing in, that's pretty bad too, isn't it? Invasion of Amonkhet, honestly, might... Okay, alright, now Invasion of Innistrad. And... it's all a little awkward right now, because we wanted a better target for the invasion, and we would have loved to do it on their turn, but they have the Reflection Harvester combo. And right now, Harvester is probably going to trade into the Perished regardless. So if we take care of Reflection, then at least they can't play Harvester number 3 and immediately copy it. So I think it's Reflection. And I think they let the 2 through here. But if we do that, then that Invoke Despair could come down and we don't have the... They still go Harvester, hit Perish, and they could still go Invoke Despair. We'd lose everything anyways. I think this is fine. I think it's fine just to hold back and keep the Decayed Zombie for the Invoke Despair anyways. It's going to be a rough uphill battle against... There's the Invoke Despair. We kind of figured they had this, just based on the fact that I was pretty positive they were playing around to make Disappear for a couple turns in a row. And then Harvester probably hits... Oh, no, they're going face. I mean, we're getting low, so... And they still have 2 mana open, so it could still be spot removal for Champion of the Perished. Oh, man. Oh, jeez. I mean, there probably could have been an easier way through at some point. We should try to find... We're going to draw. We're going to try to find our 5th mana. I think that's completely fine here. Invasion of Amonkhet. And they discard here too, so I'm still feeling like it's going to be, hey, Razorlash Transmogrant in the grave. It's too bad we're not up against Grixis, because yeah, this probably would have just been double black, honestly. Yeah, we hit one of their Invoke Despairs. Nice. Very nice. Yeah, we're getting pretty low. But I still think we swing at one of these. What exactly do we want to hit here? Oh, it is going to be some spot removal from the opponent's hand. We should still double check their grave. They had 2 Blood Tithe Harvesters. We got rid of their Fable. Liliana was countered. Cut down a Braid. 2 Invokes are gone. Okay, so go for the throat. That was go for the throat number 1, believe it or not. So if we keep this back, if we don't keep it back, we're taking 5. However, if we swing at Invasion of Amonkhet and they end up taking 5 and not killing Champion, then Geralf can come down, fly over whatever blocker they play, and flip the invasion. I'm not entirely certain of what we grab, but I think it's worth the risk. Because guess what? If they have the other Invoke Despair in hand already, we were already goners. Regardless if we kept the blocker back. Oh no, Trespasser! Oh no! Ah, they hit our... they hit our Razorlash. We didn't have enough mana for it anyways, but if we see a land off the top, we'll have 3 open after playing Geralf. We swing at Amonkhet, bring out Tainted Adversary, and then pay. Oh, except the Decayed, they can't block, can they? Yeah, Decayed can't block. Down to 1, Trespasser's gonna wrap up this game. Ah, jeez, man. That would have been a tough uphill battle regardless of how good of cards we've seen. Like, for real, though. So we fly over Trespasser. So this plan worked, at least. It's still pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool. We swing at Invasion of Amonkhet. If there was a way to actually hit the Invasion of Innistrad, get more blockers down, but realistically, we needed to get rid of the Trespasser since we got down to 1 health. But still, this is very, very cool. So we have the Lazotep Convert, enter. And we're going to enter it as the Tainted Adversary. And then we're going to pay the 3. This is pretty neat. I like it. We would have seen more mana early on too. Maybe it would have been a little bit of a different game. But yeah, overall, you know, having to go up against a lot of different pieces of spot removal. Good game opponent, and you know what? You get the crying emote. I think we could have gotten there. Overall, honestly, up against one of the best decks in Standard, I think we could have gotten there. I really do. Seeing the two islands was particularly bad too. So, because we only have the two islands in the Soaring City, right? So seeing that extra black source early on, we could have doubled down on the champions a little sooner. There we go. Oh, yeah. Oh, buddy. Much better hand. Oh, wait. Shipwreck is still slowing us down, though. Crap. Not again, guys. Maybe we'll see an untapped blue source for the Skaab. Oh, no. Oh, no. Delver. Delver flips immediately. All right, they're gonna keep 2 mana open for sure. We know how this goes. Underground River. Well, I guess Skaab over Go for the Throat, because Go for the Throat's gonna be much better to actually land, and we have to just anticipate immediate counterspell. Essence Scatter. Crap, Essence Scatter wouldn't have hit the Go for the Throat, but we have to assume they have more than just an Essence Scatter. Render Inert would have been huge in the last game. Think about that. Oh, buddy. We would have seen that early in the last game. Invasion of Amonkhet is probably the best bet because a counter on that is okay. Skaab number 2, flip the switch open. It's not flip the switch yet. Flip the switch is open when they have their 4th mana. Because then it's the... Okay, Spell Pierce number 1. Okay. Consider... So, when they have their 4th, we're going to want to keep flip the switch. Because that's the turn where they try to get the Djinn down and then have protection open for it. You know what I mean? Delver, keep 2. Okay. Okay, we're in trouble, guys. Mono blue has been really, really tough for me recently. Okay. Things are landing. Should we just use our Go for the Throat this turn? Crap. If we would have started with Go for the Throat, we would have had the mana for another Spell Pierce. We're gonna go for it this turn. Spell Pierce number 2. Ah! No, it was a negate. Okay, good. We didn't get punished for playing the Skaab early then. Oh, they didn't flip Delver. Okay. Woo! 3 in the air. 4th mana. Oh, we won't have the, oh no! Hottie Djinn! We didn't have flip the switch open. Crap. Well... Yeah, not much we can do about the 7 in the air, huh? Render Inert doesn't do anything for us here. Well, we draw. We do draw. Actually, we could draw our second Go for the Throat. Let's go for it, because if we don't... It's sorceries, first of all. We didn't see it, so we'll just play the Razorlash, let them swing 7 in the air. Or 10 in the air. Oh, yep. GG opponent. Womp womp. Mono blue's tough, man. I could have kept flip the switch open for when they were hitting their 3rd mana. Oh. It'll cost 2 less to cast if it targets an attacking creature. Return target creature to its owner's hand, surveil 2. I wonder if that's worthwhile. What do you guys think? The Surveil 2 is excellent for Mono Blue. It probably targets an attacking creature pretty often, but it doesn't hit non-land permanents, so I like it. I like it. Yeah, if you're paying the full cost just to return a creature that's not attacking or something, then I guess it's bad, but I do enjoy the Surveil too, and it's probably hitting an attacking creature quite often, so. Yeah, against Mono Blue, I don't know. Like, the first match, I think we could have gotten there. Against Mono Blue, I don't know. I really don't. I think, first off, yeah, things would have had to look a lot different, so. All right, we have Cut Down Open. Beautiful. Best hand of the evening, hands down. They pass it on back. We're going to go Champion Keep Cut Down Open. Easy, easy. Great draw for us. Mm-hmm. Jetmir's Garden. Okay. Ossification. Oh. This might be the domain build that we've been seeing floated about. Alright, Invasion of Amonkhet. Let's do this, guys. See what we see. It is gonna be the domain build. Wow, 2 of their Leyline bindings. That's huge for us. And a Cemetery Desecrator hitting the grave on our side. Beautiful, man. Beautiful. Invasion of Amonkhet is gonna be very good against this domain build, because I'm pretty sure they run Atraxa and a Tali on the top end. So if they end up discarding any of that, they risk us grabbing it from the grave. So 4th, we could keep Invasion of Innistrad open. 2. See, now the Render Inert would be excellent, but I mean, there's not too much to hit it outside of the Cemetery Desecrator, so I think we're just gonna go Darkslick Shores, get the Skaab down and ready to attack, have Cut Down open. Stomper can't block yet, so having Cut Down open probably doesn't do too much against this list. If this is the exact same list that I've been seeing with the domain cards, then I'm pretty sure Cut Down literally does nothing. Uh-oh, that's their 7th, isn't it? It is. It is, okay. So luckily Invasion of Innistrad hits the Stompers, but that's not necessarily what we want to hit. And they have Vigilance too, so this is going to be a pain. I don't know how we're going to flip this without like a Geralf or something. Yeah, keeping Cut Down open against this deck probably wasn't the best bet. Cemetery Desecrator could end up doing a lot in this game, actually. It really, really could. So Invasion, just keep Invasion open, hit one of the Stompers. And then we'll still have Cut Down open, but it's not doing anything here. I can guarantee it. This can't block either. All right, I think we just keep Invasion of Innistrad open. I don't think they're going to play into any... Yeah, they're not going to let that Skaab through regardless. They would call our bluff immediately if we swung with Skaab. Like, they would know that we don't have anything. Oh boy. Alright, Skaab is out of here. We could always cut down our own Skaab if we didn't want them gaining life. Did they do it twice? They did. Yeah, we're still going to save Cut Down. I don't know if they run Fable, but it seems like the kind of deck that would run Fable, so... Gonna take 4 less damage here, over hitting the Archangel. And down to 12, we have the second Invasion of Innistrad. Man, that Render Inert would be so good at some point, man. We have 2 of them in here. Soaring City? Okay. So Cemetery Desecrator comes down. Exile another card from a graveyard. So we hit the Invasion of Zendikar. That's a 4-mana card, right? Target creature. Well, maybe it's time to flip one of these. 4-mana card. Flip the Lazotep, grab the other Cemetery Desecrator. That's pretty good. As long as this doesn't eat a counterspell. They do have a blue source open, so... They do have a blue source. Yeah, we flip Amonkhet, we grab the other Cemetery Desecrator. So, first of all, 4-mana card. Invasion. Actually, I'll go with the Leyline Binding. So, X counters. from target permanent. And we could flip the Invasion of Innistrad, but first we go Amonkhet, get the other Desecrator. They have a third Leyline Binding in their hand, pick up the first Desecrator. Oh, they exiled the Invasion of Amonkhet. Oh, that was beautiful, opponent. That was beautiful. Oh, man. Well, the good news is they only have one. Take 3 in the air, down to 9. They only have one more Leyline Binding in the deck, which is good news. They do have the Mire open, but... Alright, we'll hit the other Leyline Binding. We should maybe hit... Let's get the Invasion. Invasion of Innistrad. We should maybe hit a creature here. Maybe we should. Nah, let's get the Invasion of Innistrad, because there might not be another chance to actually grab it. And I like that we're getting zombies, and I like that we're getting some more graveyard hate onto the board against a deck that definitely likes to have things in the graveyard. So we have enough to block the Stomper, and Invasion of Innistrad number 2 can hit the Angel out of the air. So 1, 2, yep, we'll just get both of our... We have all of our blue sources. Am I crazy? Or do we only have 3 blue sources in here? I'm gonna have to double check that, guys. I really am. This is a lot of blue sources on the table here. Maybe I do have more blue sources and I'm not thinking correctly. I might not be, guys. I might not be. So Mire generates token. Yeah, Razorlash just doesn't block super well, but we do have the Deluge of the Dead on the board too, so we can create some 2/2s from that as well. Cycle at the headquarters, yep. We should hit the Archangel. And we have cut down for the Mire Smite if we want to. Archangel's gone. Double block the Stomper. And you know what? Cut down the 1/1. What else is the cut down gonna do, guys? We have open mana right now. We just like put a halt to the opponent's plans for a turn. I think that's completely fine. Invasion of Amonkhet, let's go. That's a great draw. Oops, I should have used more of my blue sources though. When I say blue sources, but I do mean the ones that only tap for blue. I feel like we only had 2 islands in a Soaring City, but I don't know why I can't remember the mana base right now. I just went over the deck, you know? Invasion of Amonkhet. Tainted Adversary, very nice. What do you got over here? Atali, Atraxa. Oh my goodness, guys. Can I get haste anywhere? Can I get haste? I don't know if I want to pick that up. I guess we'll swing at the Invasion of Amonkhet and get that ready, right? So we can grab the Atraxa or the Atali, honestly, either one. We should have this at the ready in case they go for reanimation first. If they find a way to reanimate first, then we go Deluge of the Dead and grab whatever they're trying to get. Okay, this can't block. They need something great off the top here. I mean, that could get them there. Cycling that out could be huge for them. They see further into the deck. They swing because it can't block. Alright, we're going to do this, and we're going to grab one of the Stompers and get a 2/2. We can flip the other Invasion of Innistrad, but realistically, we're going to want to copy. That could be spot removal in their hand. And I'm going to make sure we can copy even if they found spot removal in their hand. Okay, because if we were playing that differently, we could have obviously sent one to the Invasion of Innistrad, but then they could have spot removed the Lazotep. So let's go Atraxa over the Atali because this restocks our hand right away. Yep, GG opponent. Let's go, guys. That's what I'm talking about, huh? Oh, man. So we're seeing like this Domain Reanimator build. And yeah, whenever you're playing your own version of Amonkhet, then yeah, it could be It can be devastating for those Reanimator builds, it really can be. And in a deck like this, since we're rocking all that graveyard hate to begin with, we can stop them from reanimating, or just, you know, if they don't find whatever pieces they need to bring it back, then of course we reanimate it with the Invasion of Amonkhet, so. Okay, it's a fine hand. We do need to see our third mana at some point, but for now, we'll be fine. Got a lot of 2-mana cards, and a Make Disappear open early on is pretty solid. Of course, gonna try our best to hit something good with the Make Disappear. All right, Darkslick Shores. Proving Ground, huh? So we might try to hit... Okay, another tapped land. Rafine's Tower. Is this gonna be the same build? I have been seeing a lot more of it recently. Try to hit their 3-drop is gonna be better. Well... Unless, it depends what they're playing. We really don't know what they're playing. So, yep, that's a good hit. Good hit, guys. Fable number 1 gone. Probably have Fable number 2 in hand. They slammed that down pretty fast. Alright, Invasion of Amonkhet. Oh my! Breach the multiverse! Player mills 10 cards. For each player, choose a creature or planeswalker card in that player's graveyard. Put those cards onto the battlefield under your control. Then each creature you control becomes a Phyrexian in addition to its other types. Yeah, Herd Migration. It might just be the same build or a different variation of that build. Just a 5-color Reanimator, you know? They have 2 mana open. One of them is blue. Herd Migration. That's a lot. That's a lot to go over. Invasion of Innistrad's fine. I think it's going to be attempt champion and see what happens. Nothing happens. Alright, Skaab it is. If the go for the throat was a cut down, that'd be good, but I don't know if cut down's going to do too much against this particular build, except for hit a Fable token. Oh. Something to think about. Drag to the bottom. I mean, that's fine. We didn't lose too much all in all there. Unfortunately, this is a tapped land, so we don't have the Tainted Adversary ability, which would be really good right now. Invasion of Innistrad's open. I think that's what we do. We keep this open for removal, and we also have Go for the Throat open too. An untapped land on the top would be Cemetery Desecrator. There's the battlefield. Yep. So luckily, Invasion of Innistrad hits that pretty well, and we're just going to do it now. They're going to grab some forests. That's fine. They're tapped out. We're doing it now. So search your library for up to 2 forest cards, reveal them, put them into your hand, then shuffle. They're going to grab Proving Ground and the Garden. Okay. Flip the Switch could be really good. They are getting to the point where they have a lot of mana, though. So going Tainted Adversary, keep Flip the Switch open could be fine, because if they find an untapped source, they have Atraxa open next turn. So we're going to decline, keep Flip the Switch open. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so they could go 7 Atraxa, and then Flip the Switch is huge for us. Of course, Proving Ground comes out tapped, so they would need an untapped source. Either way. Oh, it's going to be tapped. Anything good for 6 mana that Flip the Switch could hit. Shieldred, that's good enough. I'd say that's good enough, man. And we can flip the Invasion of Amonkhet. Cemetery Desecrator also gets us there, doesn't it? So you hit like Herd Migration with the Desecrator. And then maybe flip the... I don't know, what do we want to flip? What do we want to flip? Maybe we'll grab Vorinclex because it doesn't do too much. Shieldred's much better for us. Even though Shieldred's not doing too much now. Alright, we'll actually grab like their Breach the Multiverse and go counters from Amonkhet. Actually, we could have... Okay, and then we'll copy Shieldred, I would say. Yeah, what we could have done, guys, is I could have full swung at the Invasion of Amonkhet and got rid of the Invasion of Innistrad with the Desecrator. We could have flipped both of these. So, but another drag to the bottoms could still wipe this board. Atraxa hits the board, guys. Not having flipped the switch open for the Atraxa means the opponent gets to restock their hand completely here. Go for the Throat's excellent for the Atraxa, but guess what? They could just find Atraxa number 2. Saving the whole Amonkhet thing for a turn where they actually had a creature could have been good, because we could have grabbed the Shieldred then. Or waited for the... Oh, guys, they hit 5 cards off of Atraxa. Creature, land, enchantment, sorcery, and a battle. We're in some serious trouble now, guys, unfortunately. We could flip. No, we can't. Lazotep. There should be no backside. So some of you guys are saying that we can flip the tokens, but I'm pretty sure nothing happens. Like, I think we just pay the 5 and then there's no backside here. So first of all, we want to flip the invasion. So I guess Atraxa dies regardless. We know that much. And I'm pretty sure we can't flip this. Dang, I should have looked more into it. I should have. So if we flip this, they're going to bring Atraxa back with Cruelty. It doesn't matter. We still had to kill the Atraxa because the lifelink's too much. So we have 3 open. So we're going to save the zombie back for now. We're going to swing here. We're going to swing here. We're going to take the Atraxa out of the grave. And they'll still have the Vorinclex, but... And we'll wait for them to target too. Right? I think that's the best bet. Yeah, as far as I can tell, it's pretty up in the air on whether or not we can flip the Shieldred or not. There's some people who says we can, some people who say we can't, so... Oh, that's brutal, man. Yeah, I mean, we knew they had the drag to the bottom, but... Right? Yeah, that's the sorcery they picked. So Desecrator can hit the Atraxa now, so that's good news. Nothing to really hit on the board, unfortunately. Yeah, we better take care of Atraxa. Remove counters. There's nothing to target, right? So I'll just target their Jetmir's Garden. There you go. There you go. Yeah, this is going to be an uphill battle, guys. They restocked their hand and we were unable to do so, so... Invasion of Ixalan, yep. And we're still going to use our ability here. We're going to hit more of their cards out of the grave, because obviously at some point they're going to want to reanimate. Proxa and... okay, let's just do this now, because we're just holding them up at this point. I still like having the Shieldred to eventually bring back as a potential way to remove, like, another Atraxa or something. We'll get that swing, and again, if they end up targeting something here, that down's a pretty bad draw overall. Vigilance, Menace, Lifelink. Enters the battlefield or attacks, you may exile 5 cards from your graveyard. When you do, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. So again, whatever they end up targeting there, we take with Deluge of the Dead. Oh, well, that's gonna hit. That's gonna hit the Deluge then. We better activate this to hit their Shieldred then. Uh-oh, how far are we? 43 minutes, no, I want to play another one so bad, because we went up against sort of the same deck here 2 times in a row. Invasion of Otawara. Alright guys, this is definitely going to be the opponents, but we're going to play it out for like 1 or 2 more minutes. I want to see what we can find on top. They technically didn't kill our 2/2s yet, so, I mean, maybe, but Cut Down does hit the Fables token too, so that's pretty good. But losing our token generation from the Invasion of Innistrad, and they found a drag to the bottom as well, which of course can wipe this board state again. Oh, I don't know. I feel like I could have played this one out a lot better, but geez, man, that feels like it's been the case for all the videos I recorded for the week. I feel like there's been at least one game where I was like, man, if I would have done this earlier, or if I would have held this back, or you know what I mean? It happens, I guess. I know. Invasion of Ixalan has been an interesting one because I rarely ever see the opponents like flip it or anything. Oh, Champion of the Perished. Not bad. We're just gonna play it. We know that the drag to the bottom's coming down anyways, but again, I kind of want to see what's on top. Then we'll give it to the opponent if it looks like they're not going to be able to close up the match anytime soon. Because drag to the bottom, number 3, wipes the board clean. I have an Elish Norn here in the grave. Wait a minute, guys. They might be playing... Wait, hold on. What's that card that, like, lets you play all of the Phyrexian Praetors? Is that a thing, or am I just not thinking correctly? Kroxa reanimates the Elish Norn. The 4-mana one. Oh, wow. Geralf is a huge draw, but this has lifelink. I have no idea how we would ever be able to get around the Kroxa because of the lifelink, you know? And then we're going to have to pay mana here, too. Geralf doesn't have haste or anything. Let's see. So we might as well pay all the mana since Geralf doesn't have haste. They go back up to 14 off the Kroxa and Kunaros. Sacrifice 3 other creatures. I feel like there's a card that lets you, like, cast out all the Phyrexian Praetors at once, but I just can't think of what it's called right now. And I don't think we've played it yet. Just double checking to make sure it wasn't the Invasion of Alara. We don't get to see this too often at all. So this has Menace, so they're going to flip the Invasion of Ixalan. They're going to start for... So we can block this on the ground. I mean, we might as well, right? The Geralf is down to 1, but I mean, they're back up to 14 regardless. Okay, that one. So that way we don't take more damage, even though we have plenty of ways. Like, hopefully the opponent can wrap this up in a couple turns. You guys know me, I don't like to concede. I always feel like there's like, we're 1 card away from seeing something terrific. Wow, actually, Abandoned Mire. Abandoned Mire, guys. The Geralf open 2 here, so we pay the 3, and we'll have 4 mana open. See what we see. That was a bunch of land, wasn't it? So Bladestitched can come down, off the board. We're swinging in the air. Desecrator can't come down this turn, so it's got to be Skaab. Other words, like, we're getting dangerously low. This is a lot of damage in the air, guys. Seriously. Seriously, man, this is 9 damage. That's incredible, dude. Honestly, I'm glad we played it out just to see just how far we can actually go. We're going to keep the blue source open. So we get a resolve, decline, take 2. Decline, take 2. Oh, resolve, decline, take 2. A lot of buttons to press. So I guess drag to the bottom hits everything on their board too, so they really don't want to do that. Reflection can copy... No, they have a lot of legendaries over there. Can copy the Regisaur. The flying in the air. Guys, they might have to drag to the bottom. They might have to, man. Okay, let's see what ends up happening here. Because I'm trying to think, is there a way for them to not wipe this board? They full swing. So what ends up happening, they have enough damage, so we're forced to block. We can't block the Kroxa. So that's 10, 14, 18, 21. We're taking 17 unless we block with Geralf and the Bladestitched. So if we block here, we can block the Omnom and then use the Geralf ability. We get to keep Geralf, so we still have flying in the air. And then we're taking 14 damage here, down to 2. Then the Elish Norn finishes it. Darn. Darn, guys. Aw, this would have been so cool, man. Yeah, no, the Elish Norn's ability finishes this then. Wow, I'm glad we played this out. It really shows that the deck has a lot of sustainability. Good game, opponent. Good game. And it wasn't like the same match as the other deck. It was running a lot of the same cards with the Leyline Binding and everything, but it definitely was not the same deck. All right, guys, let's go over this. Ooh, we got a pack. Crack it real quick here. We're 50 minutes into the video, naturally. Goreclaw. We don't play Historic or anything, but we actually got an Ozolith. Nice. I think that might be my third one. It's actually a pretty decent card overall, guys. Green is just waiting for a little bit more, and honestly, the Aftermath brought some pretty neat green cards that I can't wait to play with, so... Guys, here's the deck list again. I'm satisfied. I liked it. Yep, we had 2 Island in the Soaring City. We got a little unlucky seeing, like, all of these every game. Not every game, but you guys know what I mean. This was not a lot of blue sources overall. So I could see dropping an island, and I don't even know. We have so many dual land already. I guess drop an island, go up a swamp, and you might be okay. You might be satisfied, but overall, this should be fine. 24 land should be fine too. I loved the Cemetery Desecrator on the top end of the build. Very, very cool. As far as like tempo builds go, this might actually be a decent one. Now the meta is always pretty scary, but think about like other decks that we're seeing in the meta right now and kind of compare to how this deck played out today. Against like mono red, I think we might actually have a chance. Like, yeah, they can really plug stuff through really fast, but we have just terrific blockers all around, right? Tainted Adversary blocking that Swift Spear no matter how much they end up buffing it. So they're probably plugging the Lightning Bolt into this instead of our face type of thing, right? Champion of the Perished can get out of hand very, very fast. We have Cut Down, Go for the Throat, Make Disappear. Like, there's just like so much. Yeah, there's so many great things packed in here. Flip the Switch being 3 mana, it might be a little janky to have Flip the Switch in here, but I actually really like the addition. The one Geralf is fine. I don't know if we want more than one. Invasion of Innistrad was excellent against those bigger, tankier decks that had a lot of chunky creatures. The -13/-13 happens to be terrific, so... yeah, if I would have played that last match out a little bit different, maybe we would still be in it, and maybe we would have been able to grab that victory, right? They saw a lot of their drag to the bottoms, and being able to wipe our board state, even just a couple times, was enough for them to get through. A lot of really neat plays with like Cemetery Desecrator, with the Invasion of Amonkhet. Like having 8 battles in here is enough to have the 2 Render Inerts too, right? And we are seeing a lot of Planeswalkers, even though we didn't see a lot of Planeswalkers today. There's just a lot packed into Standard right now. We're seeing a lot more Soaring recently in Mono Black, so that's interesting. Obviously, like Wandering Emperor, Eternal Wanderer are heavily played overall, so I think the double Render Inert is fine, but you could totally drop this and maybe go up a 3rd Cut Down or a 3rd Go for the Throat, or just your removal of choice, or 3rd Flip the Switch if it's doing wonders for you as well. Overall, unfortunately, a lot of mythics in here too, so it's probably on the do not craft list, even though it was a pretty fun time overall. I had a blast with this one, so thank you so much for the suggestion. Again, I'm sorry I didn't end up rocking Grixis like your build, but it was still, like, it was fun. I liked this, and Dimir is a color combination. I don't get to play Dimir too often, so this was a good time. Guys, if you made it this far into the video, then for real, y'all are champions. I super duper appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video.